Drew here with Smokecraft Barbecue, and today I'm going to teach you how to smoke a turkey breast. So the key to any great turkey or poultry smoke is to start off with a really great brine. Today I'm going to teach you how to make a very simple brine that you can use for turkey or chicken at any time. First off, the basic brine recipe to follow no matter what you want to put into your brine is for every 1 gallon of water, you want to use half a cup of salt and half a cup of sugar. I'm going to do 4 gallons of brine. So I'm going to start off with 2 cups of kosher salt, 2 cups of granulated sugar, a 1/4 cup of some dried rosemary, a 1/4 cup of some dried thyme, a 1/4 cup of savory leaves, and a 1/4 cup of rubbed sage. In my pot, I'm going to mix that with 1.5 gallons of water. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to quickly stir this up before I put it on some heat. And then I'm going to put it on heat to bring it to a boil until all of the salt and sugar is completely melted. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and light up my fire here. Turn on my outdoor fryer since we're cooking outside today. As we heat up our brine, we want to make sure we continue to stir it until the salt and sugar begins to melt, because we don't want to burn the salt and sugar on the bottom of the pan. So by continuing to stir it as the water begins to heat up, it's going to help not only mix it, but also ensure that we don't get any kind of burn flavor in our brine that's going to go on our birds. And we're just going to let that come to a boil. So today we have here a whole turkey breast. This is about a 5-pound turkey breast, which means it came off of a bird that was somewhere between 20 to 25 pounds. But sometimes you don't want to have the entire turkey. Sometimes you don't want the leg and you don't want that dark meat. So turkey breast is a great alternative. This turkey breast here is going to feed probably 6 to 8 people, which is a good sized meal. So we're going to go ahead with this turkey breast and we're going to go ahead and brine it. Brining turkey and any poultry is really important to ensure that you get all that flavor and moisture into the meat. A bird like this that's 5 to 6 pounds, the general rule is 1 hour to every pound of meat. So this is going to brine for 5 to 6 hours. So to ensure we get all the flavor in this today, we're going to go ahead and put this into a 1 gallon Ziploc bag. Depending on the size of your piece of meat, you could get a 2 gallon bag if you think you need to have something a little bit bigger. And then we're going to go ahead and pour on top of it and fill this bag up with our herb brine that we've already made, and we're going to strain that out. So we're just pouring on top of it the liquid itself. We don't want to pour all those herbs on top because all the herbs will stick to it. So we're going to go ahead and just carefully pour this in and fill this bag with as much liquid as we can get in there. Looks like that's about good right there. All right. And now we're going to go ahead, I had the edges flipped over to help us get it in. And we're going to go ahead and seal it really tight. Make sure you get the double seal. Don't use a cheap bag when doing this. You want to get one of the bags that you can get all that air out of and you know it's going to stay tight. So we want nothing in here except turkey and brine. And it's in there now. So to help us make sure that this goes into our fridge and stays okay, we're going to put it inside of a foil pan. And that way, if it leaks at all, it's going to just leak right inside the pan and not on anything else. So we're going to go put this in the fridge. We'll come back to it in about 5 to 6 hours and begin the next step of the cooking. Today for our turkeys, we're going to be cooking with B&B oak lump charcoal. We're going to light our fire today with these B&B Sure Start fire starters. We're back. It's been 5 hours now, and our turkey breast is ready for us to go ahead and get ready to get in the smoker. You can see it's just been sitting in this brine, and we're going to go ahead and pop it right out now. Just take it right out of that bag. Oh, man, as you open that bag, all those herbs and all just those great smells come right on out. So we're going to go ahead and just drain this off real quick and throw it onto our cutting board. And we're going to take a quick look at this breast. Oh man, it looks so good. I'm going to go ahead and pat it dry real quick as we get ready to get it right into this, get it wrapped up and right into our smoker today. You can see you got some of the herb coming through. That's totally fine, totally normal. So we have this beautiful piece here, and this is about 5 pounds. Yep, just get all dry. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and season the back side of this right away. I want to get this flavor going right into the turkey today. So today, for our turkey, I'm using B&B Charcoal Texas Chicken Scratch as my poultry rub. This is a great poultry rub. It's got some really great aromatics, some herbs. It's going to go really well with the herb brine that we just did. So we're going to go ahead and season the back side of this right away. We're just going to hold it nice and high. Get some nice even seasoning. Now, you have this lobe right here. I want flavor throughout, so I'm going to open it up and put just a little bit in there and season it right away. Now, you notice I'm seasoning a little heavy on the bottom here. This is because I'm about to do a couple other things to this to get it going. But because I just took it right out of the brine, it's wet, that rub is going to soak right into it right now, which is great, so we can keep moving and keep moving forward. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this over. Now, with the turkey breast, the turkey itself, the breast is thickest on one side and thinnest on the other. So as we want to cook this evenly, to get a nice even turkey breast, we need to tie it up and truss it to make sure that we get a nice even cook on the turkey. So I'm going to take some yarn here, and this is a good sized turkey breast. So I'm going to cut about 4 pieces. In this way, I can tie it nice and tight. And this will allow for even cooking, and it's going to look much more even into it as well. And then I'm going to cut a really long one because I'm going to go front to back on the side. So I got 4 pieces here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to now flip that back tail in a little bit and almost turn it into like a little bit of a ball. You can see how it's kind of popped up. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take one of these strings and come across that tail part on the back and tie it up so it holds tight as I begin to tie the rest of it. Then I'm going to go into the middle here and tie it right up in the middle, which is going to begin to pull it tight and push some of that pressure back in the area I just tied. I'm going to pull that skin back over the top because I want the skin over everything. Now I'm going to go up to the front, do it one more time. Now I may not need 4 on this one. I thought I might, but I might not. But we're going to see in just a second. Nice and tight. Now I'm going to take my really long one, and I'm going to go front to back. And again, try and pull that back tail in underneath. All right. And as I pull that, you're beginning to see the middle of the turkey breast pop out just a little bit on the side. I'm going to cut these extra strings right off so we can see it. But I am going to need that 4th one because now I have to pull this part in right here in the middle that's kind of sticking itself out on both sides. So we're going to go ahead and tie that up right there in the middle. Nice and tight. Before you know it, your turkey breast looks a little bit like a football, just in time for Thanksgiving. So now we've got a nice and tight. I'm going to pull that skin back out because I want the skin to cover as much of the breast as possible. And I'm going to go ahead and transfer it now into my pan. And I'm going to roll it from side to side and hit it with some of my chicken scratch. I want to get some nice even coverage. Notice how I'm not rubbing it into the meat. I don't want to clog the pores by letting it rub by hand rubbing it into the meat. So nice even coverage. This thing, we're now gonna let it kind of make sure it's centered on its pan, ready to go in. And I'm gonna let this sit for about 30 minutes so that all that great flavor can just absorb into the turkey. And then we're gonna go ahead and get it into the smoker. So we'll see you back in just a minute. Our smoker's now at temp for the turkey, so we're gonna go ahead and toss in some B&B apple wood chunks inside with the oak lump charcoal. This is gonna give us the flavors that we want on this. Now you wanna do this about 15 minutes before you put your bird in, so the chunks can start catching on fire and continue to burn clean, just like we see with the smoke coming out of the chimney right now. So let's go ahead and toss these in. And we're just gonna toss them around the fire so they burn as it cooks. It's been about 20 minutes now on our turkey breast, and this chicken scratch rub has soaked in really nicely. You can see it beginning to sweat just a little bit on the outside. So we're gonna go ahead and get into the smoker with our B&B oak charcoal and that apple wood. So we're gonna go ahead and spritz it real quick on the outside with just a little bit of a can't believe it's not butter spray. This is the best way to get some crisp skin on the outside and to help protect the breasts as it cooks. So we're just gonna give it a nice little spritz of the spray. Make sure you get all those edges. And now we're going to go ahead and get ready to go ahead and put this thing right into the smoker. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get it in the smoker right now. We're at temp. We want to be cooking our turkey breast about 275 degrees in our 270 KC. So we're going to go ahead and just slide it right in here. And I'm going to put a probe into the turkey breast in its thickest part. We want to cook our turkey breast to about 155 degrees today on the turkey breast. Notice I said 155 degrees. That way when it comes out, we're gonna let it rest. It's gonna take it the rest of the way to 165, and we're not gonna overcook it in the process. So we're gonna go ahead and plug this thing in here, and then we'll check back on it in a little while. All right, our turkey breast has just reached its final temperature of 155 degrees. Now, why do we go to 155 degrees on a turkey breast by itself? If you watch our other videos, you'll see I'm taking my whole turkeys to 160. The reason I'm going just a little bit further is because I want to make sure that the dark meat gets the full temperature when I'm cooking an entire bird. But the turkey breast by itself doesn't have the dark meat that it has to worry about. So at 155 degrees, we're going to pull it out, let it rest, and it's going to come up to that 165 perfect internal temperature before we slice it. So let's go ahead and take a look now that the alarm's gone off. I can't wait to show you guys what we got here. All right, here we go. Oh man, look at this turkey breast. That is a gorgeous, gorgeous piece of meat we have right there. Oh, I'm just so excited about this. It's got that great color. It's not too dark. The applewood was already burning, so we didn't get dark, dirty smoke. And it's just sitting there at perfect temperature right now. I just can't wait to get into it. But we have to be patient. We have to let the juices of the meat redistribute throughout the piece of meat so it's ready to cut into, and we're gonna have nice, evenly cooked pieces of meat all the way around. I'm just so excited though. It's gonna be hard to wait. I'll see you guys in 20 minutes. We've waited 20 long minutes to check out this turkey breast and how it came out this evening. This turkey breast, just to recap, we cooked it at 275 degrees with applewood in our 270 KC smoker. It took about 2 hours to get to 155 degrees internal temperature when we pulled it out. And it's just been resting, letting itself continue to come up to full temperature here. And I just can't wait to get into it. So without further ado, let's take a look how it came out. And we're just gonna take a slice right here, right out of the middle. And oh my goodness, look right there at that moisture. This is perfectly cooked turkey, folks. I'm telling you what, we're gonna cut it just like we would for Thanksgiving here. Oh, look at that, we got some rub on the bottom, but oh, that's perfectly tender. Look at that, it's just so much moisture. Well, enough talk. True test. Wow. The difference that brining a turkey makes is incredible. The amount of moisture in this piece of meat, while it's perfectly cooked, this is just so moist and tender. Smoking a turkey is absolutely something you should try. This right here is enough for a family of 4 to 6. on a 5-pound turkey breast. That's gonna make a killer day after Thanksgiving sandwich as well. I don't know what else to say. Give it a try at home. Thanks for watching. If you're in the Washington, D.C. area, come visit me in my restaurant, Smokecraft Modern Barbecue. Follow us on all of the major social channels, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, at Smokecraft BBQ. Leave your comments below on how your turkey came out. I look forward to seeing you all next time. So good.